Hi, guys. It's Thursday, June 1st. We got big news to cover. Lots of news, lots of actionable trade ideas. First, I want to let you know, 12 p.m., we have Rexman here. Rexman trades at 12 p.m. Eastern. And then at 5 p.m. today, we have the CEO of HTCR, which recently beat earnings and had a big move. So we're going to talk to the CEO of HTCR. You want to stay tuned for that. Let me just make sure we got the right link out for everybody to come on board here, because I don't see, may have the wrong link. Let's see. Let's make sure this is right. Pre-market prep for today. And all right. All right, good. We're good. We're good. All right. Let's go over here. Just 1 second. I'm sorry for the delay, a little technical issue here. All right. So boom, 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 and done. Okay, so we had debt ceiling vote last night. You can see market reactions muted, so it doesn't really mean anything. House of Representatives approved it. Senate's going to approve it. It's going to be law. So no reaction yet. So I am worried again about that liquidity drain that could happen after it passes, which would be like, I think, Monday or something next week by the time the president signs it. Then you can see that mechanical impact of more bond supply coming on and liquidity drain out of the stock market. Okay, we are also looking, strong payroll numbers today. Very strong ADP payroll numbers, which could mean expectations for higher rates. So something to watch over there. And importantly, we're watching ARKK, the 50-week moving average, to see how it interacts with that. It's over it currently. So we have to see where we close on the 50-week moving average by the end of the week. This could be good news for ARKK and risk assets. Now, on to individual stocks. Yeah, I wanted to let you know, HTCR had that earnings report. You can see that big gap. Really interesting story. I don't have a position currently, but we are meeting with the CEO today at 5 p.m. on Zoom through our app, so we want to be around for that. Now, we had news on AIR, our baby, right, that's been killing it since $2.50. They signed a new customer, okay? And this new customer, it looks significant, okay? They are describing this new customer as a multinational industrial conglomerate, right there, multinational industrial conglomerate and manufacturer of semiconductors, including power semiconductors. So looks like a big customer. And it's for a new use case because it is for silicon carbide, but particularly for traction inverters used in electrical vehicles, including trucks and in electric commuter trains. Okay, so this is new, electric commuter trains and trucks. So it's a new end use case for AIR. So what can the stock do? Man, like on any kind of valuation metric, the stock looks expensive. However, this is a hot stock. It's $1 billion market cap. Traders like to trade at 18% float. So you have to say, is this news incrementally better for the company than yesterday? This is how we do it at StoryTrading, right? Because we say markets are efficient. Yesterday's price was the correct price. If yesterday's price at 33.02 is the correct price, then is today's news an incremental benefit to the market valuation of the stock? And the answer is clearly yes. Now, to what magnitude, it's hard to say because we don't know how big this customer is. So that's, you got to kind of look at your technicals to figure out what the potential is. And over here, yesterday's high, or is that 2 days ago? The high from maybe from 2 days ago, 34.90 would definitely be a first target. And then if it breaks, like, let's call it 35, right? It's 34.90 technically, but when you pull back, let's just call it 35. And then if it does break 35, maybe you can make a move towards $40. Would that be the all-time high? It would be. Okay. So that's not out of the question with a relatively low RSI at $60. So AIR could be very, very interesting today. All right. What else we have? We got Chewy with an earning. Wow, a surprise beat. All right. They were supposed to have like -5 cent EPS or something, and they had an EPS of 20 cents. So that's a big beat. It was very bullish commentary, but I don't think there was guidance for full year. Okay. So hard to kind of do a calculation. Here it is. 20 cents beat 4 cents. Hard to do like a calculation on this. So this is, again, when we just turn to technicals and see what the possibilities are. We're over the 50 DMA gap support at 33.55. The next resistance right there at 35.81. So those are the two obvious levels, 35.81 and then that 50-day DMA. Let's move to the weekly chart. Also on the daily, you see the 200 DMA at 37.85, close to 38. And if you move to the weekly, I don't have weekly moving averages. I don't know why it's not showing. Okay, maybe because they don't have enough of a history. They do. 3 years of history. Don't know why. So we got to rely on the daily moving averages. So those are 3 numbers for you. That's your support here at the 50 DMA, secondary support 20 DMA, first target right there at the top of the candle 35.81, second target 38, very high short position. So this could have a short squeeze already up 18%. All right, we're continuing to follow Intel after suggestions from Palantir that they may work with Intel. Now, what's significant about Intel is that it's over the 50-week moving average. If it stays above the 50-week moving average, I think this can go in a multi-week, multi-period run, and your target would be right here. The top of this candle is 33.84. That's going to be your first target on Intel, and then second target at $35. That's all I'm willing to predict now. Could it go to 40, 45, 47? Yeah, but they'd need really good positive news flow. Maybe a definitive agreement with NVIDIA or something can get it to 47, right? But for now, I give you those 2 targets. I think that's good. And the support there is right at the 50-week moving average. So looking for continuation on Intel tomorrow. Palantir, our favorite AI stock, is at an AI conference today, giving some sort of speech and maybe revealing or updating some of their products. So this has held up pretty well amid the AI pullback. Palantir really has not pulled back at all. It's just kind of held its gains up here. The high was 15. It's here 1440. This is like the best performing AI stock in a way at this point. So, man, where's your support? I guess it's yesterday's low at like 1383 or so. And to the upside, we want to see a break of 15 to get this going. I like this long term to, what was the number I was looking at yesterday? It was, let's see, the top of these candles, 1486. Yeah, if we close above 1486, I think this is going to the 19 to 21 range in a swing period, multi-week or multi-month swing period if we close above that level. So Palantir, love it. We're following AAL to see if there's any follow-through today after they raise guidance. I mean, the market really doesn't love AAL. I mean, they have a low PE, 5. They raised guidance again, and it's just not moving up. So I don't know. I don't know what the story is with this one. It's just people are worried that their guidance is wrong and there's going to be a recession and AL management's stupid and we know better. You know, the recession's really coming. That's the only reason why this isn't going higher. And maybe they're right. Maybe they're right because, and we're going to skip down to Macy's for a second, for maybe a few more seconds in a second. We had a lot to cover on Macy's. So Macy's came in with a 30% decrease in their EPS guidance for the year. Okay, that's bad. Remember Foot Locker also 30% decrease. And when we did a re-rating on that, we calculated roughly a $25 valuation if you discount it by 30%, which kind of matched this $25 support. So that was like a nice kind of play for us. It took 5 days to get down there. Now, but if you look, Foot Locker was kind of stable before that news came out, whereas Macy's has been on a dive, and it's been on a dive partially because of Foot Locker. So, I went and I looked to see when did that Foot Locker news come out. It was this day right here. So this was the close before Foot Locker was at 1587. So maybe all of this were people already pricing in a bad earnings report because Foot Locker had a bad earnings report. So if you take the 30% discount from this close, 1587, you get to about $11.10, low 11s, somewhere in there, which happens to be the pre-market low, which you can't see on this chart. Is the early 4 a.m. in the 4 a.m. session. I think it hit 11:30. And then 1110 was a value I calculated. But this one also has a much higher PE than Foot Locker. It's like a 4 PE, even on the reduced earnings. So this is a little bit of a tougher one, not as clear as first Foot Locker. But I want to say the more important takeaway is that Macy's, I think, is seen as a bellwether for consumer sentiment and consumer demand. So I'm adding this to the catalyst. Now we have stacked catalysts in terms of what could happen with the indices. I'm adding this to the potential liquidity draw that may happen after the debt ceiling is actually officially passed. Okay, so keep that in mind as a macro thing. All right, now we got to jump back. Where were we? Ford had a little bit of EV news, and I played this for like 2 cents this morning or something. I thought it was early morning. They had this like EV news with Uber. It was kind of cool. It was a stack catalyst again after the deal with Tesla. You have Tesla, now you have Uber, and it's like, hey, maybe this can continue off of this 50 DMA, and maybe it will. But so many other better plays came about this morning. That's just lower conviction for me, especially with the market pulling back a little bit this morning. Like we have Air looks a lot better. Chewy looks a lot better than Ford. And is going to be QIPT. So QIPT. This whole, if you've been watching our shows the last 2 weeks, you'll know the show that we do Wednesdays at 12 p.m. with Chris Tuttle, that this whole move down here is because they filed an ATM, right? We actually had it on the morning show as well when they did it that morning. But we found out last week, even Chris Tuttle, who's a great fundamental guy and, concedes the valuation looks good on QIPT. I said, hey, they have the ATM. I want to stay away from this thing. And I agree with that. So it went down below the 200 EMA. Now this morning they said, we are canceling the ATM because of market conditions. And honestly, we really don't even need the money, right? And we've talked to shareholders. Shareholders don't want it. And we didn't even tap into it. We didn't sell a single share. And now it's canceled. So this is a basic story trading concept is if you can identify, say that for all the people who say markets aren't efficient, give me a break, right? There's a reason why everything happens. And if you can identify a logical, rational reason, that's the epitome of efficiency, okay? When you identify logical and rational reasons for price action, all right? This idea that, but it's disconnected from the fundamental value, that's not efficient, that's just such nonsense. It makes me want to pull my hair out. Like a stock is not supposed to trade at its exact fundamental value. And then you can never prove that anyway, because you get 10 people in a room and they'll have 10 different fundamental price targets for it. So it's such nonsense. But anyway, in any case, so fundamental premise of story trading, when you can identify what caused it to go down and that situation gets reversed, well, then the stock's going to reverse, okay? Now, it doesn't mean the stock's going to instantly go back up to 650. No, not at all. Because first of all, sentiment has taken a hit, right? And there'll be a group of investors out there who says, I don't trust this company anymore. They did an ATM now. They might do an ATM in the future. Okay, second of all, it took many days for this to go down. It didn't gap down from 650 to 490. So why would it gap from 490 to 650? Okay, and then you got to keep technicals in mind. You have the resistance of 530, and you always have to keep a gap fill in mind as well. It's possible this does after the 930 open, gap fill first, and then would go up. So, but QIPT, I really like this news. It perfectly fits into story trading, chart analysis, and catalyst and sentiment analysis. So that's good. That's an interesting one for today. Now we got to go back up to INMB. Had a new initiation by Baird with a $16 price target. So I think I grabbed a small amount, $7.60 or something like that. So I can imagine that this has a little bit of a nice day, but not anything huge to write home about. Certainly not as good as the news we're seeing today in AIR and Chewy and QIPT, okay? And then CrowdStrike had earnings and a little bit of a tricky situation here last night, just like we had in Deere, because they beat. But the guidance increase for the year was less than you would expect based on the Q1 beat and the Q2 guidance, right? So it actually implies a slowdown in the second half of the year, or just a lack of confidence to be able, a lack of visibility for the company to say we're going to raise for the second half of the year. So they're raising they beat Q1, raising for Q2, but not really raising on the second half of the year. And that's why the stock took a beating. So when I saw that in terms of the full year guide, I decided to stay away from CrowdStrike. I only like to do earnings plays if the guidance for the full year meets or exceeds the magnitude of the beat in the quarter that just happened. So that is not the case with CrowdStrike. And then AI, I think they slightly beat for the quarter, but the revenue guidance is lower than expected. This thing had a short squeeze. It's way overvalued fundamentally. We shorted this twice yesterday successfully, and I'll be looking to short this again, especially look at this strong. We have two gaps here, don't we? Well, you have this in the 34 to 36 range. I think the 34 to 36 range is probably a nice area to short AI in. We covered Macy's, covered QIPT, KSS, a little bit of a sympathy move early this morning with Macy's. Tesla had a strong close. Maybe Vegas will talk about that yesterday. I don't know what was up with that close. And that brings us to the end of our segment. And now let me just check the private chat. Chewy Weekly, MA, 20 MA. All right. Okay. All right. So we had some technical levels just to put up there on Chewy. And with that, we're going to bring on Vegas, and we're going to make a lot of money today. Vegas.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm pumped. A lot of news on stocks I know well, particularly Chewy Air and QIPT. Those are probably my top 3 focuses. Looking for continuation on Intel. I hope you give us a green light on continuation on Intel today. But what do you got for us today?
Well, Tanya, so what's your level on Chewy?
Chewy, I think it was 30. Okay, I got 2 levels. 35.81 and then 38 to the upside, and then the support's right at the moving averages, so about 33.60 and 32.70 or so.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as long as it stays over $35, looks good. If it's under 34, no good, no good. But let me tell you the ones I'm watching today. I'm really liking Meta, as I told you. Zuckerberg's supposed to make an announcement today. We see a bit of a gap up this morning, but we have no news yet on his announcement. And he said we are working on something that we're going to announce, something that we've been working on for months. So we don't know what time that is. And it's nothing, so he should be making an announcement today. And maybe people are excited about that. So I'm still bullish on Meta. It is currently trading right now over 265.56. I'm actually looking for Meta to go today to 271. So
wow,
we're currently at 266. So there is good room here to make money. So I would be comfortable taking a trade on Meta and stop loss under 261.65. So Meta is one to watch for continuation today. Good money to be made, actually. Yep. Also Tesla, it had Elon Musk, as is in China. And so there was a lot of volatility on Tesla towards the close.
Yeah,
and it could be just there's hype. It was month end. Could also be some rebalance, but also they're releasing some Model 3 in China today. So that's all I know is that potential Model 3. So keep a watch on Tesla. It is looking really good here. I'd like to see Tesla today break. Well, it is over this. Let's see here. Tesla, it is over this 202.75. So bullish on Tesla. And, this has, bullish over 203.25. So we're getting there. Room to 206.88. So looks good. And it's trying to reverse here to the upside. So definitely, I think there'll be some volatility here. So I think my top favorites today is Meta, Tesla, and you know what? Keep your eyes on AMZN. This wants to make a move. If this breaks 121.50, it's going to go. But I do want to comment quickly.
Continue dreaming about the Alexa that can have my therapy.
Yeah, I know. They can give you some
And I don't
therapy.
know, by the way, I don't know if you saw the Macy's earnings. Macy's.
I did. Horrible.
Okay. Horrible. But still, they're making a lot of money and their PE is like 4. I'm like, why is the PE so low? Do people think is Macy's going to also go bankrupt one day because everyone's going to Amazon? Is that the thesis? I don't know if you have an opinion.
I don't know, but I will say this: the stock is the chart's looking fine on the daily. So the fact that it's over 12.50 looks good for continuation upside. And there are buyers here on the tape, so maybe they're thinking they could do a restructure. Maybe there could be a future merger acquisition with something. I mean, I don't know, but
maybe
that looks really interesting. What about TTOO? Okay. Are you trading TTOO?
No, but wait, before we go to that, you didn't talk to me about Intel. Is that going to fly or not?
It's not on my watch list today. I mean,
really?
Listen, Intel. Yeah, it's not on my watch list today. It didn't make it. There's just not enough volume. The volume's too low. Yeah.
Volume's the pre-market volume or yesterday's volume?
No, just I don't know. Pre-market it looks okay. I mean, it's pretty much in line with what Apple is. It's not for day trade. The momentum is not there for day trade. So Intel is fine.
Okay, we'll see. All right, we'll see.
The last one I want to comment on is don't go by what I say. I'm looking. Listen, you know me. I'm looking for momentum play, right?
Yeah.
So I'm focused on.
Wait a second. Tesla, hold on. I gotta push back. I got a friendly pushback. Momentum. Yesterday there was this news that NVIDIA might be willing to partner with Intel on AI stuff.
Yeah, we saw that. Right? We took the trade. We traded it.
Right. And massive volume yesterday. The stock moves over the 50-week moving average. You're telling me if I'm missing something, I want to know why isn't that considered momentum?
There was momentum yesterday on the announcement, but I'm saying this morning there is some action.
Pre-market. So you're really talking about the pre-market volume isn't there for you, basically.
No, it's okay. The volume's okay. I'm just saying there's other stocks right now a little stronger this morning than Intel. So focused on the ones that have gapped up nicely. Like Intel has not gapped up as nice as, let's say, NVIDIA, or as nice as, let's see the other one, Chewy, right? I mean, those are much stronger. So Netflix, I want to bring to your attention really quickly. Netflix has a breakout on the monthly chart. Okay, so this stock wants to
Amazing.
go much higher on Netflix. So definitely keeping a watch. I mean, I have Netflix personally myself,
Ooh,
but definitely keep a watch on
that-
Netflix. It definitely looks like it has a breakout on the monthly, and so this really wants to make a move. And by the way, it's not just a small breakout; it's pretty big. Okay, there's been a
Oh yeah,
recent
I see it
MACD
on the monthly.
upside
I see.
cross.
I definitely
It
see what you're
definitely
looking
wants
at
to
on the
go.
monthly.
It definitely wants to go much higher. This is
Like
pretty huge.
460, 460. Is
Yeah,
that what you're thinking?
yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
see it on the
thinking. Yeah,
monthly. On the
I'm thinking.
weekly,
Yeah,
I missed it because on the weekly it's actually at a 200-week moving average resistance, but on the monthly
yeah,
it's what you're talking about.
yeah. But you see the monthly chart, the
Yeah,
breakout's
I did.
getting
I did.
ready, so it wants to go much higher. So definitely a nice swing trade there on Netflix. And then the other one too is, Coin looks so good. Looks really good too for this, in the next week or so. It's gonna look really good on Coin. So, and by the way, Netflix had 52-week highs as well. We cannot ignore that. So
Yeah.
it's 52-week highs. It's been up nonstop 3 days in a row, so it looks good.
Um.
And Coin's looking really good. It broke the 200 days. It's over that 200-day level. So it did yesterday cross the 200 days. So looks
Yeah.
really good and looking for a squeeze there. So looks good. Oh, did
I
you talk
just
about
switched.
AI? You did, right? I heard you talk about
Yeah, I
AI.
did. I just wish. Bitcoin was could support that move. Bitcoin's been like really laggard. But in any case, AI. Yeah. What is your opinion on AI?
Well, AI, earnings was out. Didn't No one loved the earnings, but you know what? The action here this morning, if it's over 32.50, you could see a squeeze. So if it breaks 32.50 on AI, this could go to 35.66. So
Yeah, I'm with you. I
I
think
would
that
be
could happen.
bearish on this. I would like to short it if it goes under $30. So I don't
Right.
want to short it just yet from here. I would want
Right.
to see
I
under
think I'm
30.
with that. I think under 30 is a good short. I also think if it hits
Yeah,
that target, I can see 32 to 35.60, but if it hits 35.60, that might be a short trade there too, at least intraday.
yeah,
You
exactly.
mentioned TTO or something, but I interrupted you. What was that?
I think it's TTW. I'm not in it. I just saw it gapped up this morning.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
TTW?
Take
Yeah.
two. Okay.
Take
All right.
two or something? Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't know. Okay. Oh, and it's back down. It gapped up and it's back down. Okay, so nothing to write home about there.
TTO, I think it is
All right,
TTO.
great. Sounds good.
Yeah, it was
Let's see what
TTO.
there.
It's a penny. It says penny stock. I mean, it's up
Oh, it must be a
35%.
different one.
It's. I'm not interested in the penny
I don't
stock.
even have it, but we had a lot of really good solid plays today between Chewy and Air and QIPT, and you got Meta and Netflix and Amazon. So, and I like Intel. I think it's going to catch up. We'll see. Let's get that momentum, make some money.
Let's get them. And don't forget, PLTR has an event today, right?
Yeah, we
Catalyst right
covered
there
that.
for
Hmm.
PLTR. So look forward to seeing what that does to the stock. So
Yep.
love to see PLTR make a move. And yeah, Tesla's looking nice this morning. Really liking the action here. So let's take a look and see.
Sounds good, Vegas. And we have 12 p.m. Rex, man. By the way, if you don't know Rex and you have time, tune in. Rex is a cool, awesome technical analyst. We're doing a show with him at 12. And then 5 p.m., we're interviewing the CEO of HTCR on Zoom. Have a great day.
Ooh. Okay, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Yep. Bye-bye.